We have a ton of news to cover in today's video, so let's start with WWE canceling major plans for Bobby Lashley and the Hurt Business. In the beginning of the year, WWE planted the seeds for a Hurt Business reunion. Shelton Benjamin and Cedric Alexander were wrestling on TV once again. More importantly, we saw MVP in a segment with Bobby Lashley talking about bringing back the group. That was great news. The Hurt Business was one of the best factions in recent years. Since their entire run happened during the pandemic, it would have been nice for the group to shine with fans in attendance. There were even rumors of adding Carmelo Hayes into the mix, which I think would have been great, and fans were excited across the internet. Unfortunately though, it's been reported that WWE has canceled those plans. Dave Meltzer reported it on Wrestling Observer Radio, and this is what he said. They have started it and totally dropped it. Yeah, I mean, we haven't seen MVP around, we haven't seen Cedric or Shelton around, nothing. That is what Meltzer said, and there is no word on why the angle was dropped, and I'm not happy about this decision. WWE had something really special with that group. Bobby Lashley feels like he's on another level when he's with MVP and his guys. And if you throw Carmelo Hayes and Omos or maybe the Street Profits into that mix, it could be even better than before. The WWE is clearly trying to add more factions. We have the Bloodline, we have Judgment Day, we have LWO, and the Hurt Business would have been a nice addition to that. I hope that either Dave Meltzer is wrong or that WWE decides to change their mind, because this is not a good move. We gotta see the Hurt Business come back. We need a reunion with those men. While those canceled plans with the Hurt Business is bad news, we do have good news, and the WWE is planning a dream match for SummerSlam between Gunther and Brock Lesnar, possibly for the Intercontinental Championship, according to Work Wrestling. This is what they said. While Gunther has publicly stated during interviews that he'd like to have a match with Brock Lesnar, the idea has been floated backstage to potentially have them face off sometime this summer. I love the idea of Brock Lesnar versus Gunther. That is a dream match that needs to happen. But to me though, it feels like a WrestleMania dream match. It is too big for any other pay-per-view, even SummerSlam. I honestly would not mind waiting until WrestleMania 40, and I also think it would be good to get Brock Lesnar some time away, assuming that he'll lose to Cody Rhodes at Backlash. It wouldn't make too much sense to have Brock Lesnar lose back-to-back matches. You've got to protect the beast, but who knows, Cody Rhodes might not even win that match. We've got to wait and see what happens. But do you think it's fine for Lesnar to suffer from 2 major losses in the span of a few months? Let me know in the comments below. While some people thought the Rey and Dominic Mysterio feud would end at WrestleMania, that is not the case. They're still going, and we're possibly going to see a tag team match involving Bad Bunny at Backlash. However, all feuds must come to an end, and Rey Mysterio actually pitched an interesting way to end this feud on Logan Paul's podcast, Impulsive. Let's roll that clip.
Maybe
every week.
Maybe I put my mask on the line against his hair, and which is some lucha culture. And if I lose, I take my mask off. And if he loses, he shaves his hair off.
No way.
That might be interesting.
You think would he do it?
But he talks a lot of crap, so why not?
Wait,
back it up?
Is that happening?
No, but I will pitch it out.
Oh my God.
Yeah. I'll challenge him straight up.
A mask versus hair match sounds like an interesting idea. Rey Mysterio is probably going to win this feud at the end of the day. His son harassed him for the last year or so, and it only makes logical sense for the story to end with the protagonist to overcome the villain. I think SummerSlam is the perfect final match between these two, with Rey Mysterio cutting Dom's hair off, and I can't think of a better ending than Dominic screaming and yelling at the top of his lungs when his hair is being shaved off. That would be a great way to end this feud. We haven't seen AJ Styles in WWE since December when he broke his ankle at a house show. This has been a tough blow for WWE since he's been one of the most consistent stars in the company. There is somewhat of an update on his injury. Steve from Ringside News said, "We've asked about AJ Styles' return to WWE TV after suffering an ankle injury back in December. Unfortunately, not much was said as we were told. No word yet on AJ Styles. This would indicate that he's not being discussed at this time. AJ did let us know that he broke his ankle, but he didn't require surgery, and if he didn't require surgery, that tells me it wasn't as severe as it could have been, and Google says that it takes 12 to 16 weeks to recover from an injury like this without surgery. If AJ Styles is on that timeline, we should expect to see him back in either 1 or 2 months. It could be longer depending on his age. Hopefully he can get healthy and back in that ring. He's still one of the best in the game right now. Logan Paul said something interesting about his new WWE contract. He said, "I wouldn't have signed this contract if I didn't think that I was capable of getting a WWE belt. I think it'd be the coolest thing ever. I'd love to have it on my resume. And I'd love to show every kid around the world who watches WWE that you can achieve anything." Logan Paul is very confident that he's going to become a champion in WWE sometime soon. I do think there's going to be a time where he does become the WWE champion, but that is pretty far from now. Roman Reigns is going to be the champion for another year, and after that, you'll have guys like Cody Rhodes, Seth Rollins, Gunther, and Drew McIntyre who are ready to become champion. It's all good though because Logan Paul is in his late 20s anyways, and he's got plenty of time. With that being said, I think the US title is perfect for him. I could see a feud between him and Austin Theory in the near future. And if not that, honestly, him and Jake Paul, if Jake Paul actually trains to become a WWE wrestler, could beat Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens in the future. That would attract so much heat. I saw an insane stat about Roman Reigns. He has not been pinned in the last 1,200 days. That is crazy. That is also what makes me think he's not going to be pinned until WrestleMania 40. If you want him to lose, he's got to lose at the grandest stage of them all. Dax Harwood provided an update on CM Punk and how he feels about wrestling. In his podcast, he said, "I talk to Punk almost every day and Punk misses wrestling." That's your headline. Punk misses wrestling, and Punk wants to come back, and he wants to get back to the fans. He wants to get back to wrestling. In that same episode, Dax was also really pushing for a match between CM Punk, FTR, and The Elite, saying CM Punk is the third biggest name in wrestling right now after Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes, and it's looking like he wants to get back in AEW. I don't know if I can see it happening after that Instagram pipe bomb that he dropped. To me though, money is money, but AEW doesn't seem like a company that will tolerate that. While CM Punk is looking to come back to AEW, there's someone in AEW looking to jump ship in the future. AEW star Bandito said that he wants to come to WWE sometime in the future. He said, "At some point, I would like to go to WWE. Not at this moment, but I hope after, later. I was in WWE, they invited me to the Performance Center, they gave me a Camaro all week to drive, and that was amazing." It is interesting that he said this. I don't know why he did. If you're Tony Khan, do you really want to invest time and money into someone that literally just said that they want to leave? He could always convince them to stay, but putting this out there is an interesting decision. Let's see how it affects his run. And to end this video, I want to share a clip of Cody Rhodes from Logan Paul's podcast talking about how he supports other wrestlers in the business. I think it's a really cool video, and it shows why the WWE Universe loves this guy.
You're just a good dude. That's what I want to commend you for. I want to say thank you for reaching out because you didn't have to do that. You're a vet in this sport, and you put in the hours, and I still haven't yet.
I thank you. Well, my thought though is I do have to reach out, and it's the same reason why I have a gym in McDonough, Georgia, that's Nightmare Fitness, and we have a smoothie shop next door with Gunn Smoothies. Billy Gunn, another wrestler, he owns the smoothie shop. Him and his wife Paula, we put Prime in the fridge.
No way.
Yeah, because it's the same reason. Rock gonna do a movie, I'm gonna come out of pocket and go see that movie. Oh, John's gonna do his show on HBO Max, I'm gonna stream the whole damn thing.
Well, you didn't even know me yet.
But you're
and you can't even see him.
But
your family.
But you're in on what we do. And there used to be this thing where you'd go to these shows. Pandemic kind of changed that, but we're wrestlers constantly shaking hands. And if they were an extra backstage or like a rookie coming up, everybody you could possibly get, to the point where you're getting them multiple times. The reason we do that, they'll chalk it up at wrestling school and say respect. The reason we do it is because we need one another. Like the marquee doesn't just say